Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and today we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks potentially trading for Nick Richards, 7-foot center from the Charlotte Hornets. It's been reported by Bleacher Report and other sources that the New York Knicks have interest in trading for Walker Kessler and Nick Richards and would like to add in either one of them to replace Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein, yesterday in day 2 of free agency, ended up signing with the Oklahoma City Thunder on a 3-year, $87 million contract. Mitchell Robinson very well might miss the first 30 games of the regular season. So with that being said, unless you move Julius Randle to the starting, at the 5, and he's starting at center, which I wouldn't advise, the Knicks don't have a starting center right now. I guess you can maybe start Precious Achiuwa, although Precious Achiuwa is a free agent, you'd have to re-sign him for that. I guess you also have Sims, but that's not a great option. So we're going to be talking about Nick Richards potentially going to the Big Apple. I'd like to see Nick Richards on this, on this Knicks roster. He's a good rebounder. He's a good shot blocker, and he's not a bad scorer as well. Let's go over what he did with the Charlotte Hornets this year. 67 games, 51 starts, 26 minutes per game. From the floor, he shot 69%. Doesn't shoot threes at all, and he averaged 10 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, over 1 block per game at 1.1. So very solid center who was, I would say mostly the starting center for Charlotte. But at the same time, there were times where he wasn't their starter. 16 games, and I think most of the time he wasn't their starter was because of what's his name, Mark. I think it's Mark Williams. I think. Who's on their roster. It's Mark Williams, who's really he played only 19 games this season when Mark Williams was healthy, he was great. He averaged 13 and 10 for Charlotte, but he can't stay healthy. He only played 43 games in his rookie season, only played 19 games this year. So, with Mark Williams not playing a lot, that meant a lot more playing time for Nick Richards, and he really did good with that, but now Charlotte might be able to move him. They're potentially interested in trading him, and New York is one of the teams that is interested. And let's go over what I believe a trade to get the deal done to send Nick Richards to New York. Look, I don't see a lot of draft picks involved in this trade. I think there are 2 ways you can go about this potential deal. So the first one I would say is you could potentially send Miles McBride, as I call him, Deuce, to the Charlotte Hornets, and just Miles for Nick, because how good of a season Miles has had, and how good of a guard he is, how good of a 3-point shooter he is, and everything he does for that New York Knicks team, and I would think he has a little bit more trade value than Nick Richards, because Miles has 3 years left on his contract while Nick has 2, and Miles also had a great season, averaging 8 points per game to 2 assists and 2 rebounds per game on great 3-point shooting. So I don't think with the trade we just saw the New York Knicks make, seeing the New York Knicks, move in all those draft picks for Mikal Bridges, if they were going to give up McBride, I just couldn't see them giving up draft picks with him to get Nick Richards. Now, I would potentially think they could potentially be okay with giving the Hornets a couple second-round picks if it was potentially Mitchell Robinson for Nick Richards. But we'll see what New York does. We'll see if they potentially call the Jazz and talk about a Walker Kessler trade. They're interested in both, and I believe I don't know if they've talked. It wasn't reported. It wasn't said that New York has talked to Charlotte about a trade. It was said that they have talked to Utah about a trade, but they have interest in both guys. Let me know your thoughts on the potential trade for New York in the comment section, and peace out.